Just thought I'd make this video. I'm late on it, but whatever. So this guy is actually more insane than I thought he was. First of all, yeah, he has a lot of damage, basically. And it's very easy to get. But he also has... I don't have him duped, but... like... So, alright, I'll just explain it. So, he already has a ridiculous amount of burst damage. I guess they felt the need to add more in his dupe ability. So yeah, that's just ridiculous. He already gets over like 200% burst damage on when he basically whenever shocks expire on him, and he makes them expire quicker sometimes. And then yeah, he also has a lower unstoppable cooldown, which gives him intensify buffs. He gets like up to 5 of them or something, and then he has another ridiculous thing on his dupe, so he gets unstoppable whenever it's active. The damage is reduced by up to 100%, which he has a way to go over that even. He can do more than 100%. But yeah, it doesn't reduce special 3. So yeah, you can just sit there and fucking eat an L2 to the face, bro. And he's not going to take damage, which is insane to me. I'm shocked nobody that I've seen is really talked about that. They more focus on his damage stuff. But yeah, I mean, the fact that he can take no damage when he's unstoppable is pretty fucking crazy. Like, he goes unstoppable on his heavy attack. So you can just sit there and hold your heavy and get punched in the face and not take damage, which is crazy. But yeah, so yeah, he's got immune, or half, he's got 50% immunity to bleeding poison. It's pretty useless. I hate when they do that to champions. A lot of times you're either gonna bring an immune champ or you're not. Like, that's just the way it is. This half immunity shit is kind of dumb, but whatever, they did it. He is immune to shock though, so that's pretty useful. I mean, you pretty much almost have to be against these tech champions now that they have a lot of them have shock buffs and shit. He's also immune to power drain, but hilariously not power burn, which is really dumb, by the way. I don't know why they had to do that, how they had to make different things like that, but whatever. Speaking of different things, he doesn't armor break, he armor pulverizes, by the way. So yeah, that, they found a way to make a new one. So yeah, he has a pulverize. The only difference is he does the pulverizes, they do damage, passive damage, bursts when they remove the armor up. So yeah, if they have armor, he beats the shit out of them. That's crazy insane. But yeah, most of his damage, the good damage that you're gonna find, comes with his L1. You just kind of spam it and he kills the enemy. If you're in a longer fight, you could go to the L3. He gets a resonance buff, which will allow him to do more burst damage than he already does. I don't understand. But yeah, he'll do burst damage there, and then you'll just spam the L1, and you'll see he gets these shocks. You can see right here he has a whole thing about his shocks here. So he has a buff pause on his heavy and L2. It'll pause his intensifies and stuff like that. If you use it and then throw an L2, if you use a heavy into an L2, depending on how many of intensify you have, you're paused for a certain amount of combo hits. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure why you'd want to do that way. I mean, you could fight that way, but yeah, I don't know. I suppose you can keep your Furies active longer if you go from L2 to L1 and you just forget about the L3, but I think you do more damage if you just L1 spam, in my opinion, because the downfall of pausing your buffs with him, like I said, you can pause them, but you don't get a chance to do shock passives. So yeah, like it says here, when the buff pause is not active, he has a 10% chance on his hits to inflict the shock passive, dealing blah 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 damage over 25 seconds. Max stacks 12. I'm not sure how you're supposed to get 12 stacks of that shit, but there might be a way that I just haven't seen. I haven't seen it, but yeah, honestly, as soon as you get them, you want to get rid of them. You want them to expire right away, because they do 1100 damage over 25 seconds, but when they expire, they do 3571 damage instantly. So yeah, I mean, you kind of don't want them to be on. I mean, you could. It's nice to have passive damage going on, because they're not going to regen from it with willpower or whatever in war, stuff like that. But yeah, he's also got the node. I don't know why nobody's not using him. I suppose there's a lot of nodes where you can't use them, but there's a lot where you can, so I'm not sure why it doesn't get used. But yeah, when I'm in my next alliance, I'll definitely be bringing him into war, so you guys will be able to see what he can do. So yeah, you guys get the gist of it. I don't want to make too long of a video. He's not hard to understand. He doesn't have much going on as far as like details to him. He's got a bunch of little utilities here and there. Most of it's tied in with his dupe, and then he has a simple way to get damage, and his damage does get inflated. So when he does that L1 in a medium starting combo, by the way, when he does the L1, the expiration date of his shocks is increased 285%, so they just fall off instantaneously almost. In his L1, I think that's why they purposely made it a long special attack. So in BGs, he'll be good, but I don't think he's not going to be, I don't know, some champions can be faster than him, but he can, if you get lucky with RNG on shocks, you'll do a shitload of damage, like really, really, really fast. So he can be good. But yeah, I'll show you guys what he can do. Did I mention that he's just fun to use? I mean, do we play the game for that anymore? I'm not sure, but yeah, he's really fun to use, man. So here, I don't want to fight Juggernaut with him. Why would you fight a Juggernaut with him? But here, I'll do one more. I'll throw the L3 this time. and L2.